I've been playing Train Simulator for an incredibly long time, more specifically since December 2013, which incidentally was just over 8 years ago. Back then, the game was called Train Simulator 2014, and recently I thought it would be a good idea to revisit the original 3 routes that came with that package. The very first DLC I ever bought for Train Simulator was the Isle of Wight route, which is why I've used scenes from this route in the intro. Of course, the train that we've been seeing is the iconic Class 483, otherwise known as London Underground 1938 stock. First up is Donna Pass in the United States of America. This route includes the 140 plus miles of track between Roseville, California and Sparks, Nevada. It is set in the early 1990s and includes a quintet of diesel locomotives in the Southern Pacific livery. These are all the engines included in the Donna Pass route, namely the EMD GP9, SW1500, SD40-2, SD40T-2 or tunnel motor, and the General Electric C44-9W. There's also a pretty decent selection of freight wagons included with this route, as seen here in Colfax Yard with an SW1500 switcher for company. second route in the TS 2014 pack was London to Faversham High Speed, thus representing the UK. This add-on includes the 51 miles of track between London St Pancras and Faversham, and is notable for having a small section of High Speed 1 as well as, and in addition to also, the classic third rail lines of Kent. Or rather, a tiny part of the classic third rail lines of Kent. As far as I can tell, this route is set in 2012 and comes with two trains, namely the Class 395 Javelin and Class 375 Electrostar. Notably, it also has the original Rochester and Gravesend stations. DTG did release the Sheerness branch extension for this route, but as that branch isn't in the original TS 2014 pack, I decided not to feature it in this video. It's also worth mentioning that, out of personal preference, I've used the 375 from an Armstrong Powerhouse Enhancement pack instead of the default version that comes with this route, as the default does not have an accurate model for the 375. As we're approaching Ebbsfleet International, I thought I'd try to show you the process of changing power modes on the Class 395, all while the train is still moving. It's also worth mentioning that this London to Faversham route has since been remastered in Train Sim World 2. This newer version does indeed include the rebuilt Gravesend and new Rochester stations, as well as the 395 and 375 again. Lastly, we come to the Hamburg to Hanover route, thus representing Germany, or Deutschland. This route includes the 153 kilometers, or 95 miles, of track between Hamburg Hauptbahnhof and Hanover Hauptbahnhof, but I'm not entirely sure what time period it's set in. The route itself comes with the very basic DB BR101 electric and BR294 diesel locomotives, which have actually been in the game since Kuju Rail Simulator days. As for that DB BR402 or ICE 2, that is technically a separate add-on that was bundled with the TS 2014 pack. These DBBR101s are absolute speed demons. I was able to get them up to 224 kilometers per hour while I was getting this footage together. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this throwback to the TS 2014 era. Take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.